Hello friends, welcome to another video where we practice hand lettering in real time. Today we are going to be practicing with monoline pens. So I recently talked about monoline pens in a video of mine where I explained kind of what the difference is between a monoline pen and a brush pen. And so we're going to practice that today with some upper and lowercase alphabet and also some practice words. So I have a few pens here today. And I have a fountain pen that I'm also going to be using. This is what I'm going to start with. And then I have a few more, so we'll just see what we can get through today and how much time allows. But I am ready here. I have my coffee, I have my pens, I have my practice worksheets. Now, you do not need practice worksheets to do this letter with me. You just simply need a piece of paper and a pen. I just like to use practice worksheets, and then I also am using this Strathmore tracing paper on top. So I'm not actually going to be lettering onto the practice worksheets. So you will see that as we go through this practice with me. But if you are interested in these, the ones that I'm using today, or if you already have them, are the Eloise, and these are a monoline script hand lettering style. So you'll kind of see these as we practice today. But if you are interested in these, I will leave a link in the description box below, as well as a discount code for you if you would like to grab these and print them off. Or if you are coming here because you already have the Eloise worksheets and you wanted to practice with me, I will tell you that today I'm going to be using the quick start pages. So this is where we have a capital letter, a lowercase letter, and then a combination of an upper and lowercase letter. So I'm going to be using those today. This worksheet set does actually come with a full page for each letter, both uppercase and lowercase. So that is a ton of practice. If we did a video doing the whole entire page of each letter, it would be super long. All right, so let's get right into practicing. The first thing that I'm going to use is this Lamy Safari. I think that might be how you say it. A lot of you recommended this to me when I was talking about wanting to learn more hand lettering with fountain pens. I did change the nib on this, but I believe this says B. I think it's like the larger sized. So I actually have a few pieces of tracing paper that I can remove. And let's get started right with this upper and lowercase alphabet. So one thing you'll notice with this lettering style is that it's very upright. And if you have been here for a while, you know that I typically hold my pen like this, but I do find with a fountain pen, it doesn't really let me hold it like that, so I hold it with this type of a grip, which I can do when I'm brush lettering. I just prefer to hold it the other way. I know that some of you hold it differently and some of you hold it the same, so that is why I've kind of changed up my hold here, but I'm still able to write with this upright lettering style. So sometimes I think the reason that I have an upright brush lettering style is because I hold my brush pen like this. So these quick start pages are kind of for if you don't want to practice an entire page of brush letter or entire page of one letter, but you just want to go through it a little bit more quickly. And as you can see with this next line, we actually have an uppercase A and then a lowercase a together. So not all of them are connected, but I hope that this helps you get a little bit of an idea for what type of connection you may have. So as you go through and practice, this will just give you an idea of how you may connect it, or if maybe you just don't want to connect that particular one. Now, I think this is the first time I've used a fountain pen on tracing paper, and I don't think I like it very much. You're probably not supposed to use a fountain pen on tracing paper. So I'm actually going to switch and write right on the paper and see how that works, if that's a little bit better. I was on the B. And this worksheet set is printed out on HP Premium LaserJet paper. That is what I pretty much print out almost everything on. It is a little bit thicker than your average copy paper, but it's very smooth. I have tried the one that is the HP Premium 24, I think, which is not as thick, but I just tend to like this one, and I can usually find it for a good price on Amazon, so I just keep buying this thicker one, and it's super smooth. I am going to switch over to a gel pen in case that is what any of you are lettering with. And I have a couple here. I have the Pentel Sparkle Pop gel pen, and then I have the Sakura Glaze gel pen, and then I have this Jelly Roll Metallic. And these sometimes take a minute to get going. So as you can see, some of my capital letters are a little bit non-traditional compared to what you might see in cursive. This is not a specifically cursive hand lettering style. It doesn't follow all of the rules of cursive. It's just kind of what I consider to be a really modern script style. So it's very upright, it's very kind of clean looking, and like I said, it doesn't follow all of the rules of cursive. It doesn't have like loops where sometimes you may have loops, and so I really like that about this style. I think it's kind of a classic. And this is just something I do when I create hand lettering worksheets. I hand draw them, so I just kind of like try to come up with a really nice style where I think like the letters match together and creates like kind of like a font, but that you are hand lettering. So that's why sometimes they're a little bit different, but I have tried to create like a cohesive look between the letters. And then you'll notice some of these don't have like a loop at the top. So sometimes we might write a D like this. And well, there's definitely, I like both ways. This one just is a little bit simplified in that it is a straight line when I thought maybe it would be a little bit more simple to do a straight line. And I think that's why this one is such a favorite, especially for beginning to learn your letter formation. So by that, I just mean like how the letters are formed and how you draw them, because if you can kind of get this down to be second nature, I think it can make brush lettering a little bit easier when you go to add the thick and thin strokes. Because right now, especially since I'm tracing, I'm not really worrying about my thick and thin strokes, but then also I kind of have the guesswork taken out of where I draw my letters. So I'm just kind of tracing and getting the feel for it, and I think that can really help. Now I'm going to move on to some words, and for the words, since I am using a gel pen, I am going to go back to some tracing paper. You definitely do not have to use tracing paper. Since I make a lot of videos, I like to not have to print out things over and over and over again, and so I just like to try to keep them clean, and then I will just grab tracing paper, and then I can still have my worksheet set available if I want to make a video with it again. That being said, they are definitely made to just write onto the worksheets. You do not need tracing paper at all, unless you don't want to have to print them out multiple times. I don't know if you can quite tell how this dries, but it is kind of a glossy, like 3D type of pen. And so when it dries, it might even be dry already. I can't quite tell. I'll wait a little bit longer. But when it dries, it's still going to look glossy like that. And yeah, you can kind of see it there. That's one reason why I really like these gel pens. So if you are doing this practice with me and you're on Instagram, feel free to tag me. I am at How to Handletter. I do have a personal page too, which I can link in the description box, but I share hand lettering things over at How to Handletter on Instagram. So you can find me there, and it's fun to see your hand lettering practice if you are practicing along with me. Now, one thing I should mention, and I need to start mentioning this at the beginning of the video, but if you letter more slowly or more quickly than I do, you actually can adjust the speed of your video on YouTube. So there's a gear button and you can press it, and I think it's usually in, I think, the bottom right corner. It's probably different depending on what devices you're using or if you're watching from a phone or a computer, but there is somewhere, you can look it up depending on your device, where you can adjust the speed. So if you're quicker than I am, you can speed up the video to like 1.5 or 1.25. I think there's a few options, I think up to 2 times the speed. But if you are having a hard time keeping up, you can also slow it down. And so that is helpful. I use that feature a lot, but I'll be honest, I just learned about it like, I think last year, and I've been on YouTube this is my 5th year. So now that I have learned that, I use it quite often, especially when I'm just wanting to watch something, but I maybe don't have time to sit down and watch like a 20-minute video. I'll just watch it in 2 times, and it's super helpful. So I think that's something that might be helpful for your hand lettering practice if you are not quite at the same speed as I am, which is totally fine. We are all different, and so that's definitely something you can check out if you are not lettering at the same speed that I am. Alright, I have to stop for a coffee break. It is after 10 and I have not even finished my coffee yet. And I was up very late editing last night, so I definitely need to make sure I get my coffee in this morning. So this is not super related to hand lettering practice, but I have this box of these things that I purchased for a bullet journal type of thing that I'm doing, and it's for the garden. And if you are a gardener like I am, you know that maybe years go by and you forget what you planted or when you did things. So I am keeping better track this year, but I have purchased a few like sticker packs and things to make kind of like a journal for my garden, and I am going to be filming that after this video. And if you have not seen these little tiny pieces, like I wish you could see how big this is. Like this is a pen. Look at how small that is. Anyway, I just had this on my desk and thought that I would show you, but I cannot wait. So yeah, I'm really excited to do that one next and show you guys that video if you are curious how I am doing bullet journaling this year. I know it's a little bit different. Whoops. I'm not doing bullet journaling for my full planning. I am doing it for more specific like topics. So that is how I'm doing bullet journaling this year, and I am excited to add some unique elements to it that I haven't really done before. I've tried to in the past draw a lot in my bullet journal, but I'm just really not somebody who is very great at drawing, and I love bullet journaling for the hand lettering part of it, and so I think I'm just going to try to focus on that and let myself Alright, so I have done about a half a page with this Jelly Roll gel pen, and then I will move on to one of the felt tip pens. So I have a few here. I'll just show you, and then we'll decide what to use. If I don't end up showing all of them, let me know if you want to see a certain one in the next Letter With Me video. But I have this, which is the Stabilo Pen 68, not the brush pen. I love the brush pen as well, but since we are using these worksheets, I'm using the felt tipped pen. And then I have a Tombow twin tone, and then I guess I have another one of these, which is just a different color. And then I have the Papermate Flare. So I really like all of these. I tend to not use this one quite as much. This is not, I don't think this is my favorite tracing paper. I've been using it just to get rid of it, but it's not super smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and use maybe one of the more sturdy ones. So I'm going to go ahead and use either the Papermate Flare or the Pen 68. How about I try the Pen 68? This one I think has a little bit thicker of a tip than the other one. I can show you an example, a comparison right here. So this one is going to letter like this, and then this one is going to letter like this. So you can kind of see the difference. Actually, maybe I will go with the Papermate Flare. This looks like it might work a little bit better with this particular worksheet. And then just if you wanted to see the comparison, I will show you the Tombow twin tone, which actually it does have two sides, so you could use the thinner side. Or you could use the thicker side. I really like that thinner side for like Bible journaling. It's very fine. Actually, this one looks like it's writing pretty nicely. Yeah, so I will go ahead and start with the Papermate Flare, and then maybe I'll switch to the Tombow if we have some extra time. So you will notice that here I am still lifting up my pen almost as much as I am, if not as much, when I am doing brush lettering. And so when I teach brush lettering, I teach to pick up your pen after every stroke. So we're in cursive, we might do this and then bring our pen back up, and then actually we might just keep on going. This is gonna get sloppy because I'm not lifting my pen. But for me, I think that it keeps my handwriting more neat and even if I lift up my pen after every stroke. Now it doesn't have to be like a big, huge, like lift my pen off the page. It's just lift it up a little bit and kind of like restart my lettering. The exception is this R. I can pretty much get that with one stroke, but typically I would lift up after every single stroke. Now you don't have to do that to hand letter. I don't think it's like a specific rule that you must lift your pen. But one of the things that I get asked a lot about is how I create this neat and even hand lettering style. Now I actually do have a video all about that, like tips for getting a neat and even hand lettering style, so I will link that. But I think one of the big things is lifting up that pen, because it can just get a little out of control with my sizing and spacing when I just try to do it all at once. But that was a game changer for me once I started just lifting up my pen after each one. It's not that I can't letter without doing that, it's just that it kind of gives me that, like I said, that restart with my like drawing, so that I am able to think clearly about like, okay, that's where that one goes. And it just allows me to keep it evenly spaced and not start to get like, oh, I'm running out of space, I'm gonna write quicker, more quickly, and then it gets all jumbled together. So that is how I do it, and that's why I keep lifting up my pen even though I'm not using a brush pen. So based on the sizing of this worksheet set, I would say that I probably would not want to use like a bigger marker. Not that you couldn't, but you're just probably going to have a little bit of an issue with squished letters. So I would definitely recommend something like this Papermate Flare or smaller, just because I guess this was a little bit larger, and especially because I was lettering kind of slowly, the ink flow, it kind of gets a little bit thicker if you go slowly versus if you're going more quickly. Like this stroke right here is a little bit thinner because I probably just kind of went quickly. I probably would recommend something like that. There are a couple of videos that come with this worksheet set, and if you have purchased this there was a little gap where I had my website redone and the link was not correct. So it is corrected in the worksheet set now, but if you had issues reaching those worksheet sets, send us an email, or not an email, send us a message on Etsy from your order and we can send you the corrected link. But one of those videos is showing different types of pens using this worksheet set. Alright friends, I hope that this was really helpful for you in practicing your own hand lettering, whether you have worksheets or not. All you need is a pen and a piece of paper, and even these pens, you could use any ballpoint pen or gel pen, so you don't even need any special pens for this style of hand lettering. So again, I will leave a link in the description box below for these worksheets and a discount code for you if you would like to purchase those. I am going to be doing these Letter With Me videos monthly, and that is why this one is probably going to be a little bit longer. So if you want to come back and do it over and over to continue practicing, I hope that that is really helpful for you. If you do enjoy these real-time practice with me videos, I do them over in my membership group, and I will leave the link for that below. It is actually closing. The doors are closing at the end of the month. We typically do one of them live on Facebook so that you can ask questions and I can kind of answer them as we're practicing, but otherwise we like to do lots of lettering practice over in that group. So anyway, if you are interested in that and you would like to join before the doors close, I will link that below as well for you. So thank you again so much for joining me. If you just really want to keep on practicing, I have created a playlist that is a whole bunch of real-time hand letter with me videos, so you can practice with me over and over and over again. I will link that here, so go ahead and hop on over to one of those videos if you would like. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.